They called her a monster. Eyes that turned men to stone. Hair made of serpents. A cursed thing, hunted, feared, destroyed. But what if I told you? Medusa was never the villain? What if the true tragedy lies not in the creature she became, but in the girl the gods betrayed? Long before the hissing of snakes echoed through legend, Medusa was not a monster. She was a mortal. A priestess. A devoted servant of Athena, the goddess of wisdom and war. In the great temple, surrounded by pillars of white stone and olive branches, Medusa prayed. Her beauty was said to rival the dawn. Hair dark as midnight silk. Eyes the color of the Aegean Sea. But in ancient myths, beauty is not a blessing. It is a curse waiting to bloom. And when Poseidon, god of the sea, saw her, he did not fall in love. He took her. Right there, in the sacred temple of Athena. Not with passion, but with power. Not with love, but with violence. And what did Athena do, you ask? Did the goddess avenge her loyal servant? Did she strike down Poseidon? No. She turned her wrath on Medusa. Perhaps it was shame. Perhaps divine pride. But in the blink of divine fury, Medusa's beauty was shattered, twisted into terror. Her flowing hair became writhing snakes. Her soft gaze became a weapon, one glance, and men turned to stone. A curse, they say. But what if it was protection? Think about it. No man could ever touch her again. No god would ever dare. Athena did not curse Medusa to punish her. She transformed her into a shield. A warning to Olympus, you will not break this woman again. Banished from the world of men, Medusa fled to the far reaches, to an island called Sarpedon, where the sea sang to no one. Alone, misunderstood, she lived, not as a monster, but as a survivor. But peace does not suit the world of men. And legends need monsters. Warriors came. One after another. Drawn by the promise of glory. By the myth of a monster whose death would bring fame. They never asked her name. They never sought her truth. They came with blades. And left as statues. Until Perseus, sent by a king who feared him, armed by gods who had watched her suffer, Perseus entered Medusa's cave in the dead of night. She was not roaring. She was not attacking. She was sleeping. Alone. Unarmed. Unaware. With a mirrored shield to avoid her gaze, Perseus crept close. And in one silent stroke, he severed her head. From her blood sprang Pegasus, the winged horse, and Chrysaor, the golden warrior, children of Poseidon's violence, born in death. Perseus used her severed head as a weapon. A trophy. And when he was done, he returned it to Athena, who mounted it on her shield, forever bearing the face of the woman she once cursed. Perhaps, her silent apology. They called her monster. But Medusa was never the villain. She was a victim. A warning. A guardian. Her story was twisted by poets and painted by victors. But behind the stone was a woman who dared to survive the gods. Her gaze turned men to stone. But only those who came to harm her. Her legend survives not because of her curse, but because of her strength. In a world where gods punished the innocent, and monsters wore crowns, Medusa stood as the final defiance. A face they couldn't forget. Because it reminded them of what they had done. So next time you see her, on a shield, in a sculpture, in the silence of myth, don't look away in fear. Look closer. Not at the snakes, but at the sorrow. And ask yourself, was she the monster? Or just the one who refused to be broken?